Virgo. Why did this person come into my life? You know exactly who I'm talking about. That person who appeared out of nowhere, who changed everything, who made you question, made you feel, made you wake up in some way. And since they arrived, nothing is the same as before. And you're there, analyzing, trying to understand, trying to fit them into a category, trying to figure out if they're good or bad, if they should stay or go, if they should open up or close up. And the more you analyze, the less you understand. Because this person didn't come to be understood. They came to transform you. And transformation never makes sense while it's happening, only afterward. When you look back and see, that was it. That was exactly what I needed. Even when it hurt. Even when I didn't want it. Even when I fought against it. And today? Today you're going to stop fighting. You're going to stop analyzing. And you're finally going to understand why they came, what they brought, and what you become because of having met them. First, let's shatter an illusion. People don't enter your life by chance. Never. And it's not romantic destiny. It's not the universe conspiring to give you the perfect person. It's much more interesting than that. It's much deeper. People enter your life because you are vibrating at the frequency that attracts them. You are emitting a signal that you don't know you're emitting, but you are. And this signal? It says, I need to learn this. I am ready for this. I am asking for this. Even if consciously you don't know what you need, even if consciously you want something else, your soul knows, and it calls. And when it calls, the universe responds. Not by sending what you want, by sending what you need. And that person? They are the answer. They are delivery. They are exactly what you asked for, just not in the way you expected. And Virgo? Virgo emits very specific signals. Because you are very specific. You're not the kind of person who needs just any lesson. You need the hard ones. The ones that force you to let go of control. The ones that force you to trust. The ones that force you to stop analyzing and start feeling. And why these specifically? Because you spend your whole life avoiding them. You build a perfect system, an impeccable routine, absolute control. And it works, for a while, until it doesn't work anymore. Until you realize you're so controlled that you're dead inside, so organized that you're empty, so secure that you're imprisoned. And then your soul screams and calls and begs, and the universe listens and sends. A person who will mess things up, who will challenge you, who will disrupt everything you've built. And you hate it at first. You resist. You try to put them in order, but you can't. Because they didn't come to be ordered. They came to show you that chaos is also life. It's also beautiful. It's also necessary. So let's talk about the types. Because it's not just one person, it's several, throughout life. Each with a different purpose, each answering a different call. First type, the one that drives you crazy, the one who doesn't follow your rules, who doesn't fit your standards, who does everything differently than you would, and irritates you deeply, because you don't understand how she works, how she manages to live like that. So free, so careless, so impulsive, and you're there, observing, judging, wanting to fix her, but you can't. And do you know what she's teaching you? She's showing you your rigidity. She's mirroring how trapped you are, how much you've turned efficiency into a prison, organization into armor. And the more she irritates you, the more you need to look inside. Because irritation isn't about her, it's about you. About the part of you that also wants to be free, but that you don't allow. So she comes, and provokes, and bothers, until you admit, I want that too. I want to let go too. I want to live without so much control too. Second type, the one who sees the real you. Not the version you show, not the performance, not the competence, but you. Vulnerable, confused, imperfect. And at first, you run away. Because being seen like that is scary. Because you've spent your whole life showing only the edited version. the version that needs nothing, that solves everything, that has everything under control. And suddenly, someone looks through it. Someone sees the exhaustion you hide, the loneliness you deny, the need you repress. And when they see it, they don't judge. They don't use it against you. They don't walk away. They stay. And they offer something you didn't even know you were dying to receive. Permission. Permission to be human, to need, to not be perfect. And this permission changes everything. Because you always knew you were performing. You always felt the weight of the mask. But you didn't know how to take it off. You didn't know if you would be accepted without it. And then this person appears and accepts you, even before you take it off. And you finally breathe, finally rest, finally allow yourself to be seen, to be real, to be you. Third type, the one that hurts you. And I know, you don't want to believe that pain has a purpose, that suffering teaches, but it does, and it teaches. Not because pain is good, but because pain reveals. It reveals where you are betraying yourself, where you are accepting less than you deserve, where you are placing value in someone who doesn't value you. And that person, the one who hurts you, they didn't come to stay. They came to wake you up, to show you the pattern you're repeating, to force you to see that you give too much, forgive too much, tolerate too much, because you're afraid. Afraid that if you set limits, you'll be alone. Afraid that if you demand reciprocity, you won't receive it. Afraid that if you stop being useful, you'll have no value. And so you continue, giving, tolerating, exhausting yourself, until that person, who takes and never gives back, who hurts and comes back, who promises and breaks. And you reach a limit, a breaking point, a place where you finally say, no more. And when you say it, when you set limits for the first time, something is born. Self-respect, self-worth, self-love. And that person, even if they hurt you, they gave you a gift. They taught you that you deserve better, and they forced you to strive for it. Fourth type, the one that reflects your future, the one that is already what you are becoming, that has already done what you are beginning to do, that has already overcome what you are facing. And when you meet it, it's like seeing possibility, seeing that you can do it, that there is life on the other side of fear. And it doesn't need to teach you directly. It doesn't need to advise you. Just existing in front of you is enough, because you see it. You see that it survived, that it prospered, that it became. And if it succeeded, you can too. And this belief, this possibility, it's what you needed to take the next step, to risk it, to try, even with fear, even without guarantees, because now you have proof, living proof that it's possible. And that changes courage, transforms doubt into action, and you move forward. Not because you became stronger, but because you saw that strength was always there. You just needed an example to believe. Fifth type, the one who loves you despite. Not because of, despite. Despite you being difficult sometimes. Despite you closing yourself off. Despite you overanalyzing and feeling too little. Despite you having 1,000 flaws that you know well. She loves you. And not love that ignores flaws. Love that sees and chooses to stay. And for Virgo, who spends their whole life thinking they need to be perfect to be lovable? This is revolution, because you always believed that love needs to be earned, through usefulness, through perfection, through being what the other needs. And then this person arrives and loves you for being you. And suddenly, that eternal quest to be good enough? Stop, because you are. You always have been. You just didn't have someone to show you. And she shows you, every day, in small gestures, in constant acceptance, in staying when it would be easier to leave. And you learn. You learn that real love is not conditional. It's not a transaction. It's not you earning it. It's you being and being loved. And when you learn that, you transform. You stop performing. You stop proving. and you just are. And he discovers that being is enough. It always has been. Sixth type, the one that takes you out of your comfort zone. Not gently, not kindly, but forcefully. This person appears and proposes things you would never do, who challenges you to experiment, to take risks, to break out of your sacred routine, and you resist. Because the name comfort zone is misleading. It's not comfortable. It's familiar. And familiar seems safe even when it's limiting. But this person? They don't accept it. They don't let you stay still. They provoke. They instigate. They push. And you go. Reluctantly. Complaining. But you go. And you discover. You discover that there are versions of yourself that only exist when you take risks. That there are joys that only come when you let go of control. That there is life that only happens when you stop planning and start living. And this person? They give you that. They give you experiences you would never seek alone. And these experiences? They expand you. They show you that you are more than your routine, more than your rules, more than your safe zone. You are possibility. And possibility is only realized in movement, in risk, in the unknown. And now let's talk about the real question. The one you're actually asking, which isn't, why did this person come into my life? But, should I let them stay? And the answer? It's not simple, because it depends. It depends on whether they came to stay or to pass through. And how do you know? You feel it, in your body, not in your head. Your head will always analyze. It will always find problems. It will always list why it doesn't work. But your body knows. Whether this person expands you or contracts you, whether you breathe better or worse with them, whether you feel more or less like yourself. And expansion doesn't always mean comfort. Sometimes a person who expands you also challenges you, also bothers you, also takes you out of your comfort zone. But there's a difference. A challenge that expands comes with respect, with care, with the intention of mutual growth. But a challenge that contracts? It comes with disrespect, with disregard, with the intention to diminish. So you feel it. You feel whether this person, even being difficult, makes you better, or if they only make you smaller. And there's another test. Can you be yourself with her? Your whole self? With beautiful and ugly parts? With good days and bad days? With strength and fragility? Or are you performing, showing only an acceptable version? If you're performing, she didn't come to stay. She came to show you that you're not ready for real intimacy yet. You're still trapped in the need for approval. You still think you need to be perfect to be loved. And she's going to show you that. Showing you that you can't relax. You can't be real. So what? Either you change, you risk being yourself, or she leaves. But either option teaches you, forces you to evolve, to choose authenticity or performative solitude. And when do you choose? When do you finally risk being real? Either she stays and the connection deepens, or she leaves but you win yourself. And both are victories. And what about those who hurt? Those who came to teach through pain? Should they stay? No, never. A lesson doesn't require continuous presence. A lesson is learned and the person leaves, or should leave. But Virgo has a problem. Virgo confuses loyalty with attachment, confuses effort with love, confuses investment with commitment. So you stay, even after the lesson is learned, even after the pattern is broken, even after the purpose is fulfilled. You stay because you invested, because you tried, because you don't want to give up. But there's a difference between giving up and acknowledging completion. Giving up is stopping before learning. Acknowledging completion is honoring that you learned, that you grew, that you evolved. And now? Now you need something different. You need the next level. You need a person who matches who you've become, not who you were. And the person who hurt you? They match who you were. The version that accepted crumbs. The version that tolerated disrespect. But you are no longer that version. So why force a fit? Why stay out of loyalty to the past when the future is calling? And let's talk about gratitude. Because even people who leave, even those who hurt you, even those who are temporary, they deserve gratitude. Not because they treated you well, but because they transformed you, because they taught you, because they forced you to grow in ways you never would have grown on your own. And gratitude doesn't mean keeping a person in your life. Gratitude means honoring what they brought, recognizing their role, and letting go with love when their role is over. And for Virgo, who tends to hold on, who tends to force things, who tends to try to make things work even when they don't, that's a difficult lesson. A lesson in letting go, in trusting that if something goes, it's because space needs to be created, for something new, for something better, for something aligned with who you are now. And when do you let go? When do you truly release? You discover that the universe never leaves a permanent void. It always fills it. It always brings something closer. It always responds to a new call. And you are calling now. You knew. You evolved. You transformed. And calling new attracts a new person. A person who corresponds to a new frequency. And that person? They will be different. They will be aligned. They will be what you needed but didn't know. Because you weren't ready before. Before you needed people to prepare you, to teach you, to break you down so you could rebuild better. And those people came, and they played their part. And now? Now you are ready for something different. Ready for real partnership. Ready for reciprocity. Ready for love that doesn't cost peace. And that comes when you clear space. When you let go of what doesn't serve you. When you trust that you deserve better. And you do deserve it. You always have. You were just learning to believe it. So, this person, the one who made you ask why. Why her? Why now? Why like this? The answer is because you called. Maybe unconsciously, maybe unintentionally, but you called. With a need to grow, with a need to learn, with a need to evolve. And she came, answering. And what did she bring? Exactly what you needed. Not what you wanted, not what you would choose, but what you needed. To break the pattern, to reveal wounds, to force you to heal, to show you that you are more, much more, than you thought. And now that she has brought this, now what lesson is being learned? You decide. She stays or she goes. But the decision is conscious, not reactive, not out of fear, not out of neediness, but out of clarity, of knowing what serves, what expands, what elevates, and choosing accordingly. And when you choose like this, when you choose from a position of power, you don't make a mistake. Either she stays and you build something real, or she leaves and you make room for something even more aligned. And both of them take you where you need to be, always. Leave a comment explaining why this person came into your life.